We continue the conversation with directors on advice for first-time filmmakers with a roundtable hosted by Peter John Ross.
How did you get started in filmmaking, Victor?
Well, me personally, it was high school. Senior year, we had an English teacher who was really pro us making videos as opposed to writing papers. So we'd read a book and then we'd make a video that would use the theme of the book, and then we ended up at the end of the year, we had like Oscar awards, red carpets, one of my buddy's houses, and the teachers came, all the students were there, so it was a ball, and that's kind of what got me into film.
Mark, what about you?
Initially, I started self-publishing books, poetry, novels, and I took a screenwriting class with Chris Freeman here in town, and I fell in love. And because I do acting work with agency here in town, I'm always fascinated by behind-the-scenes things and everything. So once I wrote my first script, that was it. I was off to the races.
So from that first movie, what did you learn between your first short and your second short? And were they both 48-hour film projects?
They were compressed time projects, but they weren't 48s. We had this spasm of, we did every contest we could find for 9 months. And it was great. I learned a ton. And I was able to learn while having a career and while having a family, because I could block out these weekends or these 3 or 4 day shoots. But what did I learn? I mean, everything. I mean, you know, the lessons, the initial lessons stay with you forever, like, talent matters more than you think it does. However far you get in the practice, you know, once you think it's simple, give it to somebody else and tell them to cut it in half, because it's not. Sound, you know, those things. I think the big difference between our first short and our second short was really the team. I honestly think that was the biggest transformation for us. It was some new people I thought would be with it for the long haul weren't, and probably by the second short we had a team where you said know your limitations. Great advice. I mean, we sure had seen our limitations on display in the first short we did, and that let us work better together.
Yeah, I think team's huge. I feel like having a group that you collaborate really well with, I think definitely lends to the project for sure.
Well, I mean, film is one of the few art forms that's really collaborative, where in a lot of ways you can't do it entirely by yourself.
Yeah.
Or I mean, you can, but it's not going to be nearly as good.